Sometimes you need a different perspective. It's okay if you feel lost. It's part of the process. Molweni. Hi everyone. My name is Ukhandi Mshungane, and today we're going to go a bit off script where we're going to try to dissect and talk about real issues that are facing you as a student today. This message needed to be delivered. And in my mind, if it touches one person, I'll be happy. I couldn't delay it any longer. It gets busy from my end, but I felt like this message is required by someone out there. And hence, I'm now delivering it. By way of context, I've got a mentee who's doing CTA. Now, for the benefit of everyone who's listening to this video, CTA is what we call fourth year in the accounting space. It tends to be a challenging year where often you'll find you fail more than you do passing. You can be challenged mentally. It involves long hours of studying, and sometimes you don't even reap the rewards of that hard work. You can study and then course will beat you over and over and over again. And I guess it's not unique to accounting as well. You see similar concepts in engineering, law, whatever the course may be from a university perspective. There are those challenging modules, there are those challenging years that can get you psychologically impaired and questioning whether or not you can actually complete that qualification. Some of you watching this video perhaps just recently wrote your tests and exams, and you may be happy, and congratulations if you are happy about the results that you potentially will get in those exams. But a large part of you may be feeling anxious, angry, scared about what the future has in store for you. And you're looking for a pick me up. How do I get myself up for the next semester? Some of you could be approaching exams, or you could be just in the middle of the academic year and you're neither writing exams or you haven't written them. Wherever you are, the issues of a student, particularly as it pertains to the difficulty of going to school, how it challenges you mentally, is a relevant topic. And that's the purpose of this video. We're going to be unpacking and using my own personal experiences in terms of how I was able to deal with failure, deal with the psychology of being able to pick yourself up after difficulties in the academic space. And perhaps after this video, you will have some tips that could assist you in your own individual journey. And I guess the first thing that I want to talk about is remember your why. It can get really difficult out there, whether you're at a university, college, or any higher learning institutions. These courses are designed to be difficult, to challenge you mentally. And if you don't have a strong character or you don't have a purpose of what you're doing, you can get easily lost throughout the process. So it's always important to remember the why. Why did you enroll for this course? What was the purpose of you wanting to become an engineer, an actuary, an accountant? This could vary from person to person. It could be driven by your own personal ambition. Perhaps you felt like it was the best way to become successful. It could be driven by your family. Maybe your family influenced you in that specific career path, or you yourself saw that career path as a potential to save your family. Maybe you're coming from a not so good environment where you were seeing education as the tool to assist your family. No matter what the example is or what the cause of you wanting to complete the module is, we all have something in common. There's usually that why. It's always important to remember that why when it becomes difficult. In my dormitory room, what I used to have placated in big bold letters in my room was my name written Khandi Mshungane, CASA. Even at that point where I was not yet a chartered accountant, I told myself that this was the journey. So when it became difficult coming from a class an assessment or test, the first thing I would see in my room is that image of myself saying Kanti Mshungane, and that gave me the motivation and strength to be able to continue on. It could be something that you try out as well. Whatever it is, make sure you remember your why. The second thing is, don't take failure personally. Often intelligent people, and most of you, if not all of you watching this video, are probably in a university, a college, higher learning institution, wherever you are. It's not easy to get into the schools. There's high amounts of competition, and inherently you are intelligent. The fact that you got accepted to a specific course means that you have the ability to complete it. That's my personal perspective. I personally believe that everyone who gets admitted on merit for a specific module has the ability to finish it. You have the competence, otherwise they would have not accepted you. So always remember that. Now, when you fail, it's easy for you to lose sight of that. You can start questioning yourself most of the time, and it's usual for intelligent people, especially the fact that you're in university is an indication that you're an intelligent person. The first person that you tend to look at when you don't do well is yourself. And you might question yourself and say, am I actually intelligent? Should I actually complete this course? Perhaps I'm not good enough. Maybe I should change and do something else. Before you perform those drastic actions of changing modules or giving up, what I will say to you is that have a deep dive in terms of what is causing you to fail. You see, what you must understand, failure is not really personal. Failure just happens at a point in time for a particular set of circumstances, for a particular topic at that particular time. So it's unique to specific circumstances. Really, what happens when you fail is that your actual outcome differs to what you expected. That means that there is some type of correction that anyone can do whenever they fail. So the first step is usually taking that analysis and saying, okay, this is what I got for that assessment or test, and really comparing and doing a self-introspection to understand, why did I not pass? And we talk about it in detail in the previous video, so please check it out. We talk about how to deal with failure. But in summary, what we're talking about is that you need to self-evaluate and understand what caused you to do badly. It's only when you understand what caused you to do badly that you will then be in a better position to rectify those changes. We also talk about appreciating the need to have an external review of how you did. So this could mean bringing in a lecturer, bringing in a tutor, bringing in someone independent to be able to evaluate with you why you were not able to do well. Only then can you then be in a position to ask those pertinent questions. Did I do all the tutorials? Was I prepared? Did I consult adequately before the test? If you're answering no for those questions, it simply means that you need to find more efficient ways to learn and to be better prepared when you go to write your test. It doesn't mean that you can't do it. It's not an indication of your ability. So always remember that. Do not take failure personally. Understand it, grow from it, and use it as a tool to become successful. The third thing, I guess, that's equally crucial that I used effectively in my journey is have a belief system. You need to believe in something. Now, school is inherently difficult. We've talked about this. And I don't need to convince you, if you're watching this video, you probably know firsthand the difficulties I'm talking about. So when things are as difficult as this, you need something to believe in, to say that it will be okay. Regardless of me failing today, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I can make it. And for me, that was my spirituality. Once I started appreciating my own personal spirituality and how I was connected to it, I started understanding the obligations that I had, that I needed to fulfill. And once I was content spiritually, I was then in a better position to perform well academically. I found there was a nice symbiotic relationship between my academics and my spiritual life. That spiritual life gave me the necessary strength and vigor to be able to soldier on no matter how challenging it got. It's that strength that I relied on to become successful. And you too can get that strength from various sources. It doesn't have to be the traditional Christian way of doing things. You can be a Muslim, Jewish, you could be culturally, tradition, or what you call a traditionalist or a culturalist. No matter who you are or what you believe in, you have to rely on those values. Those values took you so far. The fact that you are able to be where you are today is because you had a set of value systems. Rely on those value systems. Grow with them. Believe in something. And trust me, you'll get the strength to get through. Fourth, and certainly not the least most important aspect, is that understand how to deal with anxiety. Now, I'm not a psychologist, so I can't give you the technical definition of what it means to be anxious. But I can tell you from my own personal perspective what anxiety entails. You see, for me, anxiety is asking yourself those questions over and over again. For example, before you even write a test, I used to be anxious and ask questions like, will I pass? What happens if I fail? Will I lose my sponsorship? What will my family say? What will my friends say? How will I be able to live with myself knowing that I failed? All of these questions are normal. They typically cause anxiety because you fear the unknown. So at the core of anxiety is fear of the unknown. When you don't know what's in a test and exam, you start questioning yourself. Can I make it? Do I have the necessary tools to become successful? And it's that fear of the unknown that can really cripple you and cause you not to do well academically. When I started realizing that, hang on, if anxiety is the fear of the unknown, then the natural remedy has to be knowledge. That is, the more knowledge I equip myself with, the more likely I'm going to be able to deal effectively with this animal called anxiety. So when you want to deal with anxiety or nerves, it's quite simple. Take a step back. Look at every single module that you're doing. Then for each module, go into the specific learning area. For each learning area, go into the specific topic. Then you're in a better position to ask yourself, what am I scared of? What's causing me to be anxious about writing this test? Once you understand what's causing you to be anxious, then you can actually tap into whatever the cause is and deal with it directly. Once you deal with it directly, then you'll be in a better position to be able to get the necessary knowledge to build up your confidence so you feel less anxious. All right, guys, hopefully you're in a better position now than you were in the beginning of this video. We talked about the important tools. So to summarize, you can make it. It's not the end of the journey. I know you're looking at and you're watching this video, you might be feeling scared. You don't know what the future has in store for you. And I'm telling you that I am a registered chartered accountant today. I was able to have the right strategies in place, and we talk about it in our channel. So please go through our videos on the effective learning strategies like the 24-hour rule, attending classes, what we talk about, dealing with failure, so that you can implement some of these tools to become a better student. Once you implement these tools, you will be in a better position to become successful. Remember, I believe in you. You should believe in yourself too. Until we meet again, all the best and see you next time. Bye.